In a globalised world, where climate change is an ever-increasing reality, a designer's ethical obligations to the natural environment are of utmost importance. The construction industry contributes to 40% of the world's greenhouse gas emissions, making it vital for designers to specify sustainable and ethically produced products. As interior designers, we need to minimise our environmental impact, as our design choices affect the public's physical and mental well-being. The buildings we occupy for residential, commercial, retail, health and education are the largest single contributor to greenhouse gas emissions. They use 40% of global energy as a combination of building design and envelope, HVAC, lighting and embodied energy. This encompasses the energy required to extract, manufacture, transport, install and dispose of building materials. It is not surprising that these efforts result in 40% of the world's landfill waste. One of the most significant contributors to landfill in the design and construction industry is from commercial office fit-outs, where longevity ranges from a mere 5 to 10 years. A challenge for today's interior designers is reducing this environmental impact by investigating sustainable alternatives. Interior designers have the power to reduce the environmental impact of a construction project by specifying sustainable and ethically produced products. This may mean the design is multifunctional, encouraging consumers to do more with less, and therefore being adaptable to several needs. Alternatively, it could mean selecting manufacturers and production processes that are energy efficient and use green, renewable energy. Across all aspects of the design process, the recyclability of materials or designing in a timeless style should be at the forefront of a designer's mind. Designers not only have an obligation to fulfill the requirements of the end user, but to the environment as well. The United Nations recently developed 17 Sustainable Development Goals for governments, the private sector, civil society, and people across the globe to achieve by 2030. As designers, we have an ethical responsibility to minimise our environmental impact and contribute to these goals. Most pertinent is Goal 9, which is to build resilient infrastructure, promote sustainable industrialisation, and foster innovation. Also of relevance to designers is Goal 11, make cities inclusive, safe, resilient and sustainable. It is clear that design choices of today impact the future of the world around us, and are therefore an ethical responsibility of a designer. As Sue Carr, director of Carr Design Group, was recently quoted in Architecture AU, the future will see designers accept greater responsibility and accountability for the protection of our natural environment. The decisions we make as design professionals not only shapes the built environment and the world we live in, but inevitably our physical and mental well-being as well. The burning of fossil fuels, indoor air pollutants and materials such as asbestos have led to respiratory problems, sick building syndrome, stress and mental health concerns. On the other hand, Slack's Melbourne office, designed by Breathe Architecture, has been praised for its serene outcome through environmentally friendly choices of greenery, recycled timber flooring and natural finishes. The juxtaposition of these effects on our mental and physical well-being supports the argument that designers do indeed have a greater ethical responsibility than simply the end user.